Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. It's the new start of the week. Well, actually Sunday was, but today's Monday, the official business start of the week. And speaking of business, the two countries like Korea and China, they're the top two for plastic surgery. As we all know, Korea leads the world for best skincare, also plastic surgery. So there's a lot of women under 30 that are traveling to these countries for BBLs, breast jobs, and so on. It's really sad though. There's even women, even 20 and even younger, as sugar daddy culture is a thing. That's who's usually paying for these surgeries. I mean, how many parents are really going to pay for their daughter's plastic surgery? Especially if they haven't even moved out the house yet. Especially if they haven't got a career yet. Especially if they haven't gotten a husband yet. Well, that's his job, but I doubt a husband wants to pay for a plastic surgery. Who are you trying to look good for? But anyway, let's go ahead and check with CNA Insider with the clip that they had put out for the world to see.
Plastic surgeons in Singapore are reporting a 30% jump in cosmetic works, mostly from patients under the age of 30. With social media glamorizing every nip and tuck, experts warn that this could lead to a growing risk of addiction. Nadine Yam reports.
Addiction? It's like there's so many things that you could get addicted to. The sad part about addictions is if you get too addicted to the addiction, it'll make you broke. Kind of like a gambling habit.
Jade Rasif was 19 when she first went under the knife for a breast enlargement procedure in Thailand.
And I didn't regret it. I loved it so much that I got a couple more.
She's since had procedures like nose jobs, lip fillers, and
Everything. You get one, you're going to get some more. It's just like a drug. You start smoking weed, once you get immune to that, it's just the gateway to the next drug. You get high once, you're going to want to get high again. But they never say who's paying for these surgeries. These girls never reveal. You want to know why? Because they selling that box.
Botox, and shares her journey online to a new generation interested in plastic surgery. It was often those over the age of 40 who
She cute. She's my type. Somebody send me her Instagram or TikTok in the comment section, please and thank you.
went to plastic surgeons to look for ways to reduce their aging and restore their youth. But as doctors have shared with me, it is now those under 30 who are driving the demand for consultations. The more common procedures in Singapore include upper and lower eyelid surgeries, nose reshaping, and body contouring. And the reasons for doing so are plenty.
What reasons?
A lot of them are just doing it for themselves and they believe it will help with their self-confidence, the self-esteem. And I think we are seeing a lot of people glamorizing cosmetic work or openly sharing their cosmetic treatments. That has normalized certain perceptions that used to have a stigma around them. And I think that has sort of urged people to seek intervention or treatment of certain conditions.
I'm going to say this. Some of y'all going to be offended, but y'all can kiss my ass because it really don't matter. It's social media. Nobody cares. Freedom of speech. Kind of. I've noticed with all these surgeries and everything, lip fillers and everything, it benefits pale-skinned people. I'm not going to say a certain ethnicity, but I'll say this. The girls look like AI type figures, anime type. That's what these girls look like.
Doctors say the actual number of people getting plastic surgery could be more, especially as it's easy to travel abroad to get beauty at a budget. Take, for example, one of the most popular procedures, rhinoplasty or a nose reshaping job.
Everybody's unhappy with their face. It's crazy to me. So rhinoplasty, okay, so between 5,000, 25,000, and then in Korea, so basically Korea, you get the best bang for your buck. And like I said, a lot of women are getting this done.
In Singapore, that costs between 5,000 and 25,000 Singapore dollars. But in South Korea, it's as low as $2,900.
Singapore is one of the costliest countries in the world to live. As doctors as well, we face costs and pressure costs as well. So unfortunately, that may sometimes translate to the patient.
Another concern doctors raised was the possibility of addiction. Currently, doctors rely on a patient's motivations and medical history to make that call. Some have turned down patients when they spot underlying psychological conditions, like those who obsessively worry about perceived flaws in their appearance.
We want to prevent a younger population from being addicted to plastic surgery. And I think the only way to do that is via proper education, to tell them these are the risks involved, number one. Number two, these are the targets we are going to achieve. So we set the boundaries right from the start. And number three, if need be, further evaluation by another healthcare worker.
Ms. Rasif agrees. For those still considering to get work done, this is her advice.
So when you're thinking of cost cutting, you're thinking of procedures, please think 10 years, are you going to be happy with it? 20 years, are you going to be happy with it? And also, like, when a lot of people get surgery, especially at a young age, including me, right, 19, 20.
19, 20. So that's the first thing you think about after you're done with school, is getting plastic surgeries. I mean, these are mostly OnlyFans girls, beauty pageant girls. A lot of it turns out they're doing sex work. They're escorting, out calls, call girl. That's what a lot of these women are doing. If they're constantly going back to get more and more plastic surgery, more than likely they're doing some kind of sex work. More than likely they have some kind of sugar daddy. It's like, think about it. Do you really think a lot of these girls are paying for their own plastic surgeries, let alone the vacations? A lot of these women are getting flown out. They have millionaires, billionaires blowing up their inbox in their social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All these platforms have private messaging. So that means all these guys with a lot of money can make stuff like this happen. You got runaway girls. You got the list goes on. I'm just glad I don't have no daughter. Thank God.
You are sort of trying to make yourself fit an ideal. And that ideal is somebody else's ideal.
With more people going under the knife, the number of botched jobs has also climbed. Between 2022 and 2024, the Health Ministry investigated around 90 cases of unauthorized people performing medical procedures. That is a 50% increase from the previous 2 years. Some images in this report are of a surgical nature, and Nasha Rohim tells us more.
5 years ago, Georgina Poe wanted a new smile, but
There was nothing wrong with that girl.
by turning up the corners of her lips. But the surgery in Singapore left a bad taste in her mouth. Recovery was tough, with the stitches making it hard for her to eat and drink. After about a year, the scars remain.
The clinic told me I'm the first one who did the smile surgery there. Yeah, but for online reviews for plastic surgery in Singapore, they are not allowed to post after. So no matter what we ask, they also can't really tell us the after effect.
I notice it's the girls that don't even look bad are the ones that are getting all this stuff done. But then, of course, their body, their choice. So who am I?
Lawyers who handle disputes over medical treatment say it's not that easy to prove if a doctor has performed their duties up to standard.
Who the hell is this right here? He looks like an old pimp, a throwback pimp from the 70s. Is this mofo really a lawyer? What the fuck?
It takes time for patients to know if what they have gone through is correct, and even longer to prove if there was negligence.
Now, who the hell has time to prove that shit? You supposed to look a certain way. You're not happy with it, so you're gonna say the doctor didn't perform his job correctly because things didn't work out in your favor. That's the thing. There's no 100% guarantee in this cosmetic work. When you get this cosmetic bullshit done to you, more than likely the doctor's gonna fuck up because the doctor doesn't 100% know for sure who you trying to look like.
Most of the time, the lawyers will engage an expert.
Why does this motherfucker look like he just woke up? Come on, Mr. Shankar.
And a lot of times the experts comes from outside Singapore, and maybe Korea or maybe the US or something like that. And they will then go through the clinical notes. Only the expert can tell whether a doctor is negligent or not negligent. Then from there you can build up your case.
Lawyers told me while there seems to be a rising number of complaints or issues related to aesthetic procedures, not all cases go to court. In fact, most of them are privately settled with the doctors. And in terms of aesthetic clinics, breaches of duties could arise when they improperly delegate to those who aren't trained or offer treatments that aren't covered under guidelines.
Okay, so check this out. Your boy works in healthcare. I say this in almost every video, but there's certain things that sets off triggers in my head. It is hard to sue a doctor. Here in the West, doctors are protected by the state, so therefore they don't need labor unions to protect them. If anything, the doctors have better protection than we do. So, that said, all doctors, when they become doctors, at the beginning, they all take the same courses through college, regardless of what the specialty is. So, when it comes to lawyers and people trying to put in lawsuits, it's kind of hard to win those cases, especially shit like this. You're the one that volunteered to do this shit. It was a necessity. So if the shit goes wrong, it's your fault.
And with more non-registered individuals offering services in homes or hotel rooms, making a claim may not be so straightforward when things go wrong. Some plastic surgeons report that 1 in 10 botched jobs come from overseas or unregistered practitioners. Dermatologist Dr. Evelyn Tay says problems include infections from fillers and skin tissue loss,
followed by an early grave. So a lot of these girls are willing to cut off half of their lifespan to have this shit done by an unlicensed person. They'll still take the risk. I'm like, is it worth the risk? Haven't you guys learned from Mr. Kanye West's mother? She got that botched surgery and she cut her life short because of it. People just don't learn anything. They don't believe nothing until it happens to them.
She adds that the different treatment options promoted on social media can also confuse patients.
There's a lot of new treatment that's always constantly coming out because it's a very competitive field, but sometimes it's good to just pull back a little bit and just let the treatment launch in the market first, see what the general feedback is like, get a bit more experience and a feel of the product before launching in your own clinic.
Ultimately, experts say the safest move for patients is to do their homework first and be sure of their choice before committing to any procedure.
Plastics.
But of course, a lot of people are just going to be impulsive about it and just get it done anyway and just worry about whatever happens next, right? But yeah, like I said, that's the first question. I'm like, okay, if there's all these videos on social media about these girls crying that they're broke and they don't have any money, it's always the ones that have the perfect eyebrows and shit, the perfect skin and everything. I'm like, these women have sugar daddy. This is Kylie Vale. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.